Apparently, she didn't think there was nothing wrong with what she did or was doing because they were ageless. What? Hey, it's Nan for Seeing Others. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, hey, uplifters. So recently, I watched an old movie that I've seen before. It's called All American Girl, the Mary Kay Letourneau. So let me know in the comment section, have you heard about this story? So I did a little research and Mary Kay is now deceased. But I just feel like touching on this topic because it just blew my mind when looking back at the movie and seeing how things were and all that stuff. It just really made me mad, to be honest, because of how things played out. So Mary Kay was a middle school teacher. In 1996, the former teacher started sexually abusing her 12-year-old student. Later that year, Mary Kay ended up getting pregnant by Fualaau, which is Vili Fualaau, the survivor of the abuse. She got pregnant the next year by Vili, 1997. Watching the movie and how they were really catering to her, like, oh, she has depression, she's this and that, and making excuses for why she pursued a child, why she was statutorily raping a 12-year-old child. It was so weird how people were just taking things so lightly. She was sentenced to seven years, and of course she was supposed to stay away from Vili because why would you be around him? Like, you are his abuse. Like, you abused him. It doesn't matter if he was a raging hormonal child. It doesn't mean that you go after a child. Like, that is never okay. And I'm skipping around because it just makes me mad. They ended up doing an interview when Vili was grown. They did an interview, and in the interview, it was so like she was deflecting, and he seemed more of just to not want to say much, right? So it was a part in the interview where she was like, you was the boss. Who was the boss? Who was the boss? And she was like repeating herself. I'm going to run the clip here.
Maturity.
You maybe.
You were a teacher, Mary. You can't say I was immature.
But you don't know him.
No, but I don't need to know him in this discussion. He's the child. I'm talking about you.
Who was the boss?
What was his name?
Who was the boss?
What?
Who was the boss back
You know,
then?
there was me pursuing you, but
Who was the boss back then?
this is ridiculous.
No,
This is
who was?
ridiculous.
Say.
Just say.
Who was the boss?
All I knew was what I knew back then.
Or who was the boss?
He was 13, Mary.
But who was the boss?
It's just getting weird.
Who was the boss?
Now tell me that's not crazy. Like, tell me that is not someone that like knows what they're doing to try to manipulate and to make it seem like she did not do anything wrong because he was the boss. What? Ended up going back to prison because she did not stick with what she was supposed to do. She wasn't supposed to be around him. Ended up going back to prison. Vili was a father of 2 at the age of 15. She got pregnant after the first release. And that's another reason of why she ended up going back to prison for being a predator. She got caught trying to flee with Vili with her passport, new baby clothes, and $6,200. Tell me how crazy that even sounds. The whole story is just crazy to me. They started seeing each other outside of school, and the way that the movie portrays it, how we know it happened, it was like she was really falling for a child. She really, in a sense to me, I feel like she was grooming him, even though like she knew it was wrong. And she said in a statement, She did not know that it was anything wrong with having sex with a minor. She did not know. She was married, I understand that, but in the same sense, how can you say there's nothing wrong with it when you hid it? You hid everything. You wasn't in a, I think her marriage was probably failing or something like that. But you didn't tell nobody. You didn't tell like your close friend about it. You didn't tell anyone that you were in a relationship with a minor, but you was doing it. So that means you know that it was wrong. You knew it was wrong. It was a secret. It was not to be exposed. And it was, thankfully. And in the involvement of how things played out, like I said in the beginning, I feel like a lot of people were uneducated. I know it was back in the day, and that's very, like, I understand, but to be pretty much high-fiving and, oh my gosh, like, you was with a teacher and all that stuff, and acting like it's okay to do. It's never okay for a minor, I don't care if it's a boy or girl, to be with an adult. It's never okay. And we have to stop normalizing the fact that a grown woman is pursuing a minor boy. We have to stop doing that. We have to stop making it seem like it's okay when it's not. Like, you're a predator. Women can be predators, yes. A lot of times they're never caught. Nothing ever happens to them. Nobody judged them. Nobody say anything. They'll say a little something here and there, but it's never a big deal when it needs to be. Vili filed for separation in 2017, and they tried to work things out, but was officially divorced in 2019. In 2020, Mary Kay passed away from cancer. What are you guys' thoughts on this? Mary Kay and Vili. Like, do you guys, like, is it mind-blowing to you like it is to me? Because it's like, it's crazy. It's so crazy how people will, like, sugarcoat and make it look nice, make it look good, say stuff that is just weird and just not okay, and try to normalize the things that cannot be normalized. Like, you can't normalize an adult statutorily raping a minor, a child. It's nothing to it. It's no way that you can think that is okay, and people can just ice over it. When Mary Kay was pregnant with the first child, he was trying to get her to have an abortion, but she didn't. So what does that say? On an Australian TV program, an interviewer asked Vili what would he tell his younger self, or what advice would he give his younger self, something along those lines. In his words, don't do it, as he was laughing. Boys can think that it's okay to, like, pursue, I'm gonna say pursue loosely, because you're young, so you don't really know what you're doing. You just want an older chick, or whatever the case is, and don't realize that someone then can manipulate, groom, and abuse you. That's what it is. It's nothing consensual about it. Even if you consent, you are a minor. As a minor, your thought process is not the same as it would be as an adult. So you might think things are okay, and then you can get in a situation to where someone is fully just taking advantage of you and sexually assaulting you. It's never okay. Anyone can be a victim of sexual abuse. Anybody can be a predator of sexual abuse. This was a crazy situation. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.